Yeah, yeah. You want to play around? K-Profile. You want to play around? You want to play around? You want to play around with God's word? You want to play around? You want to play around? You want to play around with God's word? The perverted one. You want to play around? You want to play around? You want to play around with God's word? You want to play around with God's word? You want to play around? You want to play around? You want to play around with God's word? Yeah. So check this out. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame how, you know what I'm saying, people get together and talk about the word. I mean, that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? But what I come here to talk about is wisdom from the spirit. You know, it's a shame how people, you know, live their lives the way they want to live it, instead of the way the Lord wants them to live it. You know what I'm saying? Even though they know He died for our sins. You know, people want to talk about the Bible being tampered with, the word. You know, this word is true, that scripture is not true, because of how I feel and how I want my satisfaction.
How y'all doing out there? What's up? It's your girl, Kazaya Hakadashi. I want to bring out to you, this right here is a cleanser. You drink one of these, especially on an empty stomach, you're going to be flushing, I think probably within an hour, or probably at an hour you're going to be flushy. So this is pretty good for you. It has apples. It has 1/2 cup of apples, 1/3 a cup of celery. We got spinach, kale, romaine, squeezed lemon, my favorite, kiwi, and 1/3, 4 cups of cucumber. It's all right here. I don't know if you can see it, but check it out. Oh yeah, it's costly, $4. Yeah. So, but it's pretty good though for those that want to, you know, stay cleansed within themselves, and you know, if you got the money, you know, going on to grab a few of these and flush yourself. It's best to drink these while you're fasting, while you're cleansing, and like in the morning. If you hadn't had a cup of coffee already, going on to douse this, or either drink it after you done with drinking your coffee. It's excellent. I recommend this. May have a little slight acquiring taste to it because it's real fruits and vegetables blended, and I don't know how they make it more liquidy, but at the bottom you can see the after effects of the ingredients. But it's pretty good, and I'm gonna let y'all check out another one that I had. It's even more organic. You can actually taste the foods going down. It's real deep organic green vegetables. So you got this can by Boathouse Farms called Daily Greens, and I got another one that I can show y'all later that's more potent. Okay, now I'm here to talk about aftermath of a hostile work environment. Aftermath of a toxic workplace. I survived it. Yes. No more Burger King. No more Burger King. I survived it. Yes, Lord. So I'm very excited. It's like a low, and you know, I almost didn't make it. I almost had a slipper right at the end. But anyway, going into it, those who are right now going through a hostile work environment, I'm going to tell you, for one, start looking for another job. But while you're looking for another job, don't change your duties. Now, this is for those who work hard. For those who don't work hard and just want to get out of that, I don't know if I have any great advice for you, because if you're not a hard worker, you're going to do what you want to do anyway, because you're not even enthused to even be a good worker in the first place. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. it's hard for me to tell you to be patient, throughout your endurance with this hostile workplace if you're not even really enthused to be a good worker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've done the same thing years ago. I wasn't enthused no more. So you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't even give me no advice on staying. I was done, and you could tell someone is done by their work ethics. But for those who still work hard, but yet want to leave, and it's not so much about them working hard to please nobody at that point. It's because that's how they work. That's their work ethics. That's how they get down. But even with those type of workers, the good workers, if a work environment put a good worker at a state where they don't want to work hard no more, we got a problem. So if you are a good worker and you want to leave a toxic workplace, a hostile workplace, hostile work environment, whatever you want to call it, look for another job. Just start looking. That means that you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Right now, I'm just going to tell you how you can leave the toxic workplace. And then afterwards, I'm going to give off some signs that you are in a toxic workplace. So for this half of the video, I'm going to show you how you can leave the toxic workplace in a modest way. No matter what people say or how they think of you, you have to be right by God and yourself and others, even if they don't deserve it. So yeah, you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. 1 foot out comes to the point as if you cut your days. If you was a full-timer working 5 days a week, and if you can afford to, cut your days. Cut your days down. You can give them any script. They're not paying you more. They're not giving you a raise. You don't like this person. It don't even matter. You are doing what you need to do for yourself at this point. You have to do what you have to do for yourself. It's not even about the company no more. You're there at this point with this type of decision. You're there just to keep food on the table or keep gas in the car. Keep, some of your bills paid at the point right now. So, what you do is cut some of your days down or cut some of your hours. You give them any script about why you're doing it. It don't even matter. They don't care. This is a toxic workplace. Get it? They don't care. You can give them any script. They don't care. They're not going to work with you. So, and in the meantime, while you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out, after you cut your hours or your days down, continue to look for another job. Don't feel comfortable. Say, I can do this. I'm going to stay here a little longer. But yet you're still unhappy because there's always drama. They never satisfied with your work. They don't appreciate you. They showing favoritism. They gossiping. It's the same. Even if you cut your days, even if you cut your hours and you are a great worker, it's still the same. The environment, their culture is still the same. You at this point don't even belong with their culture. And it's just time to get out of there. Now, this may take months, may take a year. You know what I'm saying? But this is how you should do it. Now, what you shouldn't do as you're in a toxic workplace environment, hostile workplace environment, is just quit. Especially if you have responsibilities. You're going to need your finances. If you quit without having anything to back you up, you're going to want to come back. Now, what sense do that make? What did you prove right there? Now they laughing and talking about you behind your back, of course. You got some employers that may go on to give you your job back. And then you got some that won't give you your job back just because it's insubordination. Now, if you are this person who quit, but yet within the snap of a finger you want to get your job back, okay, people live and learn. Come on back. But you know ain't nothing changed, and this person still worked there who you got into it with. That person is still the leader, the shift leader who you got into it with. This person is still the store manager, or this person is still the CEO. Ain't nothing changed, bruh. So yeah, you're coming back into the same environment just to quit again. That's sloppy. That's sloppy. It don't make sense, and you make yourself look more of a fool when you continue to live your life on them terms. What you do, especially when the same toxic workers, toxic employees are still there. I don't know how to. I never understood why toxic employees stay at a workplace so long. And sometimes I think they do it because they know they irritate people. And that's how they live. When they go home, they don't get no attention. They don't get no love. They don't get no answer. Ain't nothing going right at home or something. And so when they come to work, they could just act the a-hole and just have their way because the manager is stupid, allowing them to have their way. You know, the list goes on. But, okay, it's not in your favor right now. It's not a comfortable situation. So you always keep one foot in and one foot out until you find your home job. When you know that's the spot. They paying more. The hours is great. The days is great. So when that time come when they say, okay, cool, then we'll give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? Still don't quit just yet. What you do is hold on to you know that you in there with that other job that's paying good days, good hours. What you do is wait until you go through orientation. You had your interview, obviously, you got it. So what you do if they got orientation, go through the orientation thing, do your drop, do your background, do all that, wait till all that come back and they say you got it. But when you go through that orientation at this other job and you feel comfortable about it, the people are smiling, your coworkers who you about to be working with is cool as hell, and you know what I'm saying, everything is cool, the benefits, and they throw parties and they give you bonuses twice a year, once a year, 3 times a year, whatever. They got vacation pay. Oh, it's on. You gonna be like, what? Is this a dream? You know what I'm saying? Oh, they have where you can climb up, you do good. Hey, you can get promoted within a year. Oh, they got all type of qualifications. It's for you. So when you go through this orientation and they say, boom, your start date is this. Hey, it's time to go. It's time to take that other foot and let it meet with the other foot and bounce. And bounce. And bounce. God said, wipe the dust off your foot and keep it moving and don't look back. Hallelujah. Oh, another thing. When you're in one foot and out one foot at another job, don't you dare tell anybody what job that's waiting on you. Don't you dare tell anybody what job you are about to leave for. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't care if you do tell them you're about to leave. I don't care if you do tell them, yeah, this is my last day, 2-week notice, and so what? But do not tell these people where you are about to work. You don't know who, what, when, where, why, whatever. You know, this is a hostile work environment. You got to keep that in mind. This is a toxic work environment, so you don't want to be lenient at all. So you don't say, oh yeah, I'm leaving anyway, I'm finna go work over such. Do you know that at least 1 or 2 of them gonna find out where you at? They're gonna try to go over there where you at, make phone calls and try to stop your blessing. People don't have to know everything you doing. They will get jealous. They will envy that, and they will try their best to stop it. The toxic workplace where I just came from, they vindictive as hell. They'll go to the limb and get people put out their homes. That's how toxic this workplace is. They would go all the way out. Ain't got nothing to do with where they work at or their job. They will go all the way out on the limb, make phone calls and all this just to get a person put out their homes. Because they mad the person left them. Ain't that something? Now, you don't know who you're dealing with. I've heard someone slip up and say, I have where this person can't go get their job. I make a couple phone calls where they can't even go get in. Why would you want to do that? But see, that's the reason why you can't tell on yourself. That's not their business. Wherever you going, that's another chapter. Ain't got nothing to do with this last employer. Ain't got nothing to do with them. And that's common sense because, hey, if you didn't even use them for a reference, you didn't even need to use them as a reference. It ain't meant for them to know. Get out of there and stay out of there. Hallelujah. So when you got one foot in, one foot out, and when you know this is all right, I don't care if the orient or the interview go well or whatever, and you somewhere getting ready to go there. Don't quit even when you do have the interview. They say, oh yeah, you got an interview. Come on, oh, you're finna go. Bad. You can't do that. You could do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, I advise you not to do that. Wait until you go through the orientation. When you go through the orientation, and then they say, boom, this your start date. Here go your keys. Here go your locker. Here go your gun. Here go your license, CDL permit, whatever they give you, you know you in there because you got keys, you got locks, you got your uniform, and you got your schedule. You done did the direct deposit and all that, you know what I'm saying? And you done filled out the form, the W-9 form. You got all that situated, and they say, boom, see you next week. That's how you know you got the job. You got the job. Some people just say, you know what? Damn that. I'm out of there even before I go to this orientation because I don't want to go to jail. That may be a little different. If you're in a situation where you know you just need to just go and get out of there, even though you have an orientation set up for your job, do what you got to do. Just to be on the safe side, because Satan is very, 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 very busy. You know, he'll try to. I know people who've had jobs lined up and lost them just like that because they didn't went to jail. They didn't went to jail for all type of reasons, whatever. So you don't want that. So if you are in a situation where you may be in a provocative situation with someone, well, just get out of there. Well, you know, at least you got an orientation coming. You know what I'm saying? Just get out of there to be on the safe side because you don't want to end up in jail. You don't want to, you know, it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for one, when you're in a hostile workplace, do not quit until you know that you have received a second job. When you've received another job that's doing better than this toxic job, then get out of there. It don't make sense to go to another McDonald's. It don't make sense to go to another Burger King. Especially if they ain't got enough hours for you. You doing what? You know what I'm saying? 7 hours over here and they want to give you 4 for the same amount of hourly pay. What sense do that make? Oh, I just want to get out of there. No, you're going to be stressed because now your responsibilities, financial responsibilities is not going to be met. And now you're going to be even, oh man, let me get 2 more hours in the week. Man, y'all not giving me enough hours. Well, hey, they told you that they was going to give you such and such hours. Man, I know, but I thought I was going to at least get some more once I got in the door. Look, you got to do this right. I can't stand old fools. 20-some-year-olds, yeah, they stupid. But we're talking about people in their late 30s on up. You got to have some wisdom. When you in a situation at a job, don't quit. Go somewhere where they going to take care of you. Period. Go somewhere where they're going to take care of you. Go somewhere where they are going to take care of you. That's your home job. They don't want to let you go. You don't want to go. That's for you. You don't want to be nowhere where you're not appreciated. You don't want to be nowhere where you're not wanted. You may be needed, but you're not wanted. Coming back for the second half on signs that you are in a workplace environment. Peace. Okay, this right here just made, this is called Ginger Green's Immunity. This right here. Sorry for the lighting. And then at the bottom, you literally have to beat it. See all that? That's food down there. That's food. It's darker than it is up here, so you gotta shake it and get all that down. Let it float all the way down. But this is the other green liquid cleanser. This one is $5. The other one is $3.99. This one is $4.99 a bottle. So yeah, it's called Ginger Greens. And oh yeah, it has kale, pineapple, spinach, pear, and a teaspoon of ginger. No sugar. No sugar in none of these. Not even the one I just had earlier. Not at all. Not at all. Good stuff. A little expensive, but it's worth it though if you want to cleanse and, eat right. Now, okay, this one right here. You can't be scared to stand your ground, people. I made a video about sycophant. It sounds funny, it may be hard to pronounce, but sycophant is like a suck up, a brown noser. And the reason why that fat word is in there is because it's like, it's like in a comical way, it's explained as if you like in an elephant posture towards someone. You're bent down and you're just sucking up to them. So it's like in an elephant posture way. Like, it's a comical expression, but that's what sycophant. Sicko like a psycho, a sick person, an idiot. And the fat, PHANT, is coming from the word elephant. So it's sycophant, a suck up. And in this last job I was at, it was kind of like in the opposite way. I've experienced where the boss was a sycophant to the employees. Usually it's the employees, the sycophant to the boss, or the workers are sycophants to the leaders or people of high positions, rich people and stuff like that. You see people that's sucking up to them. Oh, can I be your gopher? And stuff like this or whatever. Oh, yeah, go over there, go park my car. My car 10 miles away. Go find it and go park and throw the keys at them. And, hey, okay. Picking the keys up and, I forgot what he said, how many miles, but I find out that person, that worker is a sycophant. But in some cases, the sycophant, what I was explaining in that video, sycophant video, is that managers, supervisors, which is disturbing, could be sycophants to the employees, where they suck up to certain employees. Why, I don't know. I guess, in certain jobs, when you see a manager's being a sycophant to the employees, is because they know that they lack like the liability of a good worker, of workers who they need to be there. They need people to be at this job, but they can't get good workers there. So anyone who is so-called willing to work at this place and come off as if they so loyal, but they know they're not loyal, they lack too. But the boss is so thirsty and so desperate with keeping people, because they can't keep people. So whoever they feel they can keep, they suck up to them to give them that feeling or that vibe that they're needed. So that's, sometimes you may find that at a workplace, which I call disturbing. Because if you're a manager or a supervisor or whatever, and you sucking up to your employees, you don't deserve your position. You don't deserve that position. Should nobody be sycophant? Should nobody be sucking up to nobody? But it shows lack of management skills when a supervisor do it to the employees. Well, who running the show here? Who running it? If you sucking up to your employees. Anyway, so moving on about signs of a toxic workplace. Signs of a toxic workplace, first of all, begins at your interview. It begins at the interview. If the interview is toxic, there you go. First off, you can hear stories about a workplace before you even try to work there, but okay, that's hearsay. You know, I mean, a lot of people may get mad because they don't work at a job no more, and they'll, give it thumbs down and go around spreading, rumors or lies or even the truth about it, but that's their experience. That's not saying that you shouldn't try to apply for the job, but you will know how it is first off during the interview. I've had an interview with a guy, this was maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe, where during the interview, I'm not going to name the place, but at the interview, and when I was going for this job, I was still working at another job. I had one foot in, now one foot in, or whatever. But during this interview with this guy, it was horrible. It was horrible. The interview, he'll look at me, then he'll just do all like this. Somebody will come in the store or whatever, he just be like looking. I'm like, what is wrong with him? And then even before I sit down, he'll say, sit right there, sit down. I'm like, huh? Yeah, so you want to do this, want to do that, so tell me about yourself. All this and pausing and looking, and it was just a horrible interview. The way he was talking to me, sit down, stand up, sit over there, go get a pen, sign right there, right. If you didn't want to hire me, we didn't have to go through all this, bro. But anyway, he was an a-hole. And that was the first sign that I had experienced. When you experience a bad interview, there you go right there. It's up to you to even take the job at that point. Even if they offering it to you, you shouldn't even take it. I took it anyway. And of course, as I'm working, he was buttholing. He was sycophant one of the employees or whatever. I don't know if they were sleeping together or what. I don't know, but it didn't look right, but that was their business. But he was just real negative. So I came in to dominate. And I think they all knew that, and I might have been a threat. See, sometimes when you come to these interviews, your whole giddy up, your whole vibe could be sending off a threat to the supervisor. Like, okay, well, this person like they're about to come in here and kick A. They're going to come in here and take my girl position. They're going to come in here and take my guy, my son, my brother, whoever position, because they come in. I can't have that. I just going on to go through the process because, it'll look good for me that I'm at least doing the application and I got numbers up, whatever, that people are willing to work here, but I don't have to hire them. Or if I hire them, I can get them to quit. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you something. A supervisor is like stupid if they go through this whole process of trying to hire you when they just know that you are a horrible person or horrible if you're not right for the position. If you're not right for the position, they have a right to not call you back. But why would you go through the whole process of even going through the paperwork, direct deposit, and filling out this, doing these fill-in questionnaires and all this stuff, and then get you in the door just to treat you like crap? It just don't make sense sometimes, but it happens. So, working with this guy, he was horrible. So I turned my shirt ins and all that stuff like within 2 weeks. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work out. His attitude was horrible. So anyway, moving on. So yeah, if your interview at the beginning is shiesty, then it's finna be hectic. This last job right here, the one I just left, it was a horrible interview. Yes, it was. It was very disturbing. The young lady was telling me her business and cussing throughout the interview, and I mean, it was just horrible. It was a horrible situation. And when I got the job, it was like a whole bunch of running arounds, paperwork. I didn't get called for almost 2 weeks. I'm calling like, okay, well, what's going on? And the one who did my interview, she didn't even work there no more. And I'm like, okay, I hope she didn't take my information, my direct deposit, because words that she was a thief and all this crap. I don't know. It was just real shenanigan. The first day I come there, they didn't have the store open until like 9 o'clock. And the person who came to the manager who came and let me in, she didn't know who I was. And it was horrible. The time I even started working there, from the interview to the time I worked there, all the way to the time I decided to stop. And that was like 10 months. Haven't even been there a whole clear year. And then at the same time, I was a damn good worker. I knew what I had to do. I wanted to do the position that I asked could I do, and they gave it to me, and I kicked ass throughout that position. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was able to do. I was able to bring forth what I said at the interview that I was able to do. Anything else, I might have been lacking in, or I might have been slow about it, but I'm 100. So I told you straight up, this is what I like to do, and I kicked ass when I did my thing. I don't think about it, you know. The environment was just very hostile. It was very negative. So you all know at interviews, if the interview is shady and toxic and disturbing, you already know what you're getting yourself into. So one is the interview. Second, if your schedule is flip-flop. If you ask for certain days, certain hours throughout your interview, and they okayed it, and then as soon as you get in the door, next thing you know, maybe that 1 week you got it in, but that second week, oh, we got to switch the schedule, and we got to do this. I want you to work this day, that day. You can't work it in. I don't know what to say. And woo, woo, woo. Yeah, when they start tampering with your schedule and they got you working days when you want to work nights, or when you want to work nights and they got you working days and all that because other people not doing their part, so they need you to fill in for that. All that right there is another sign that it's a hostile work place. Because if they can't keep their employees there before you get there, they can't even keep the original ones to stay and do their part, then they gonna probably use you to hold it over because you are a dedicated worker, and they see that. So that's another sign that it's toxic. Management don't know how to hold it down. They got people flip-flopping all over the place. Third sign is when employees who don't do their job well, who ain't on it, but yet they still there. People who call off, people who come in late, people who walk around, who don't do nothing. When you ask them to do something, get an attitude, or they ignore you, you know, and they still there. We have a problem. So it's a toxic workplace. Here go the nitty gritty. Number 4, it's a toxic workplace if your boss and a few other employees always gossiping. Yep. If they always gossip, that's a toxic workplace. What number I'm on? 5. Number 5, a hostile work environment is when you have shift leaders or sycophant employees, co-workers, suck up brown noses co-workers who want to be your boss. They totally lack skills with it. They don't have no type of management skills whatsoever, but yet try to tell you what to do. And you want to be their mama, you want to be their daddy. And they try to tell you what to do and don't know how to be respectful at the same time. It is toxic. And then when you try to report these things to the manager, they don't even do nothing about it. Another sign, if the manager or the boss supervisor talk about all the employees behind their back, and then when they come around, they he in their face. I didn't say nothing about you, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, you know. Another one is sycophants, when the supervisor is being a sycophant to the employees. Hey, such and such. Hey, I miss you, girl. What's going on? Huh? And then when that person is not there, you know, I don't like such and such. She this and she that and the other. See, that's toxic. Another sign is when they do it for everybody else to hear. Oh, it's finna get heavy. Oh, another sign. Another sign is when when the supervisor overload your work because somebody else just told them they didn't want to do it. They not doing it. I don't care. I ain't getting paid to do all that. And they say, well, such, could you do that when you get done doing all those 10 things over there? Cause you do it, cause I'm gonna talk to her and him for a minute. They ain't gotta do it. You don't mind doing it, but just that's why you want me to do it, cause he or she just said she didn't want to do it. See, that's another toxic workplace. And if they know you're going to do these things, they know you're going to work because you're a dedicated person, you want to apply, you just want to make your money and go home, it becomes toxic when you are being used. And then when you ask for a raise, they ignore you. Or they talk about you as well in their meetings. Oh yeah, you're talked about for even asking, for even daring to ask for a raise. And how you know you're being talked about? Because of the workplace, and you know somebody gonna come back and say what somebody didn't say. That's another reason why you should leave. People can't keep their mouth shut. Everybody talking. Toxic workplace, and you forget why you work there. You forget why you're there, because everything firm's negativity is clouding the purpose of you being at your job. The first thing happens when you come in the door, negativity spilling everywhere. Somebody got something to say about him or her. Shit, this something happened to me. Woo, out the bell. You forget half of the time why you even at this place. The first thing you okay, yeah, I know I'm finna hear something. What happened now? Sometimes you just ask, okay, now what happened since I've been gone? You know, it's just ridiculous. So when you experiencing all these things, rumors, and the guy sleeping with two or three co-workers in there, and the female in the back somewhere giving off blowjobs and all this crap, when you hear all that stuff and you see it or whatever, it's definitely time to get out of there. Sometimes these type of environments, this culture, because not call it culture because everybody doing the same thing. When everybody is on the same level, it becomes a culture at a workplace. If everybody is getting along, everybody doing the same thing, making their money, helping each other, it's a good culture. When you got a work environment where everybody is toxic and hostile, they talking about each other, they not willing to help each other, they down on each other, they disrespectful towards one another, that's a negative culture. It's a culture. If you are not about the negativity culture, that's not your culture. That's not for you. Get out of there. If you are in a positive work environment, a positive work culture, and you're about negativity, that's not for you. Get out of there, or you will be kicked out of there. Amen. So yeah, you know, when all of the list goes on, people. The list goes on with hostile work environments. When you're treated with disrespect, you know, when you're talked to hardy, when you ask somebody a question, they responding in negative, like you getting on their nerves, and all you're doing is asking a question about the job. You know, the whispering and all this, and shunning you off, and the ignoring, and don't want to talk, don't want to speak. You're like, what the hell did I do? You ain't do nothing. That's they thing. They mad at you because you ain't them. You know, sometimes when we work, it's going to be situations where it may be a little awkward because people are not perfect. People may come to work, they just got a 30-day notice on their door. People may somebody might have just got a ticket right before they pulled in. You know what I'm saying? So they you know, they in their feelings right now. They don't know how to control themselves. They don't know how to have self-control about not bringing it to work. You know what I'm saying? So you may have those type of moments, but we're talking about overall just a plain out toxic workplace. The whole workplace is just infected. It's a big old sore that can't be healed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, if that's not for you, get out of there. And the reason why I said if it's not for you, because you got some that one mind being in that type of environment. You know, somebody say, I'll fake it till I make it. I don't care. I'll be phony right along with them. That's for them. When you one man playing a game and ha he and hey, that's for you. But if you're not about that, you just want to work and keep it clean and be positive, and you know you're not going to get that same vibe back from them, it's time to get out of there, because you're going to be walking on eggshells, because the majority rules. The majority rule. That's why I said, if you're not about positive attitude at this workplace culture, you're going to find yourself kicked up out of that job, because ain't nobody got time for you. We all on one page. Same for the toxic work environment. If everybody on the same page with negativity and gets this one positive, I'm out of here. What is going on in my Twilight Zone up in here? Everybody doing the same nonsense. Everybody shenanigan. So get out of there. It's okay. Well, I need my job. And, well, work there. I don't know if you're going to last. I don't know how long you're going to have to put up with it. But if that's what you want to do, because you got to make your bills, do your thing. I'm not saying don't work there. I don't work there. But if you not comfortable with it, then get out of there. You know, if you're not comfortable with it, get out of there. It's negative. Why wouldn't you want to get out of there? A lot of people don't like to make moves because they scared. They scared they're going to make them feel some type of way. They scared that it may not work out over here, but what the hell you got to lose if this is messy? I'll take my chances. I'm not getting paid much. I'm dealing with a-hole workers. I'll take my chances. 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and I'll go over and see what I can do. And when something come about, you know, yeah, let me just say this before I go any further. You got to have God in your life. You got to have God in your life, people. We can make all these choices and decisions, try to figure it out, but you got to have God in your life. I'm tell you that right now. You got to have God in your life, because God is going to direct you. He's going to direct you, and at the same time, He's going to give you strength on putting up with negativity at the same time. He know what you're going through. He know what's happening. He know what's best for you. That's why in the Bible it says, don't nobody want to be bothered, don't nobody appreciate, don't nobody want to hear the word of truth, then get out of there, wipe your dust off your feet and keep it moving. Going back about that guy, the manager at this job, at this restaurant I was working at, I called back just for the heck of it. This was probably like 2020. I was working for him in 2019. Only lasted 2 weeks. I got out of there. I didn't like it at all. You get to the point where you're about to get ready and knock somebody out or whatever, do some harm, then it's time to go. But anyway, I didn't like the way he was talking to me at all. But enough of that. The point I'm finna make is, I'm like, man, he's a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? Let me call and see what's going on. I mean, just for the heck of it, I ain't trying to work back there. I just want to know, is he still there? Because he was horrible. It was horrible to me. You know what I'm saying? It was mean. Now, with everybody else, he'd be like, oh, yeah, but with me, it was like real nasty. I ain't did nothing to this dude. But like I said, I think I was intimidating him for whatever reason. People say I intimidate, by my look intimidate people, and the way I speak, you know, I intimidate people. But that's my gift, you know. I don't mean no harm about that. That's just my gift, you know what I'm saying? So I called up there just to see about this dude. Young man answered the phone. And I was like, yeah, this disguising my voice, whatever, but he really wasn't even worth doing. I don't even know him. He was like, yeah, you know. I was like, is that manager still there? The guy, the big dude? He was like, oh, Lawrence? I was like, yeah. He was like, no, he died. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, he had a heart attack. I was like, a heart attack? The man was in his 40s. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He died. I was like, when was that? Last year. So he had passed away. That was 2021. That was 2021. So it was 2020 when he passed away. As I was working for him in 2019, he passed away the year after I had worked for him. It was 2021. Yeah, because I called. I'm trying to get, wait a minute, hold on. I think it was 20, I worked for him in 2019. No, I didn't. I worked for him in 2018. I worked for him in 2018. In 2018, I worked for him. I worked for him in 2018. And 2020, I called him. That's what it was. It went on 2021. And I know it was a year later he said he died last year, but I had worked for him in 2018. in 2018. So he died in 2019. Yeah, it went like that. But I was like, what? He was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I was just wondering if he was still there. That was it. I was trying to see if he had to get fired away because he was horrible, but he died. Now, I just called up just to see what was going on with the store because it was so hostile. It was so hostile, and I'm like, I know doggone well this store is still not running from the way it was when I was there. I'm like, something has to give. Something has to stop. It was just too negative. And Shona, a whole new manager, and probably a whole nother environment, whatever, said the man died. Worked at a Burger King in Chicago back in 17. The whole store was family oriented. They were so negative, I had to break the store manager up and the customer. They was finna fight. I had to get in the middle. I was on my break, and I got in the middle of them literally trying to break down. They was finna fight. The store manager came from behind the counter finna get ready to fight the customer because the customer said that the manager was giving an eye to her man in the drive-thru. So I called up there to check out, and it was like, oh, that was in 17. So I was just being nosy around about what? I think it was 2020. All this was around right after the COVID. So they said that whole store changed. They got a whole new they got a Mexican manager, and ain't none of them up there. The whole family, all of them, they cleaned house. They cleaned up. They cleaned, and they needed to. I lasted about 3 months. I was just having fun because I was working at another Burger King. So everywhere I go, I was have 1 foot in, out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But they cleaned house with that one. There ain't none of that crap going on over there. But I'm just saying, these people are going to reap what they sow sooner or later. So if you're in a workplace environment, just pray that you can have the strength to get out of there and find something better, and then you good. And don't worry about them. But the natural thing happens when you know you want to be nosy about what's going on with that last job because it was so hostile. You know what I'm saying? So I say wait, give it a couple of years and then check back. Because if you do it as soon as you leave, they're going to be thinking you trying to get your job back or you want to come back and work. Not at all. So what you do, you give it a year or two just to see what's going to happen and what will happen. Not saying that you want anything bad to happen, but just, give a checkup on the scene like, man, is these people still here, or is this environment still going on? Or did it change? That's the best thing you want to happen. You want a change from the hostility to give you clarification that you know you did the right thing in the first place by leaving this place. So that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Give it a couple of years and then check back on if you want to. I'm not saying you should, but that's natural. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I've done. I've checked back a couple years and this person ain't here no more. No, they clean house. That's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear. Unfortunately, I had heard that the man died, but hey, that's what they said. And he was in his 40s, died of a heart attack. He's probably stressing himself. See? You never know what you may hear after you done made your move, do the right thing. God bless y'all for the decisions y'all make in life. You want to have peace within yourself, keep God first in your life, and take your time. Have self-control, and we have to endure a lot of stuff in this world. We have to endure. That's what we have to do in this wicked world. We have to endure. Jesus Christ done it. We have to do it. Stay prayed up, because that's what's going to give us strength. And keep the faith. If you know you really want to leave and get out of there and go somewhere better, be specific. Be direct with prayer. Be specific in prayer to God. He know what you want. He know what you need. He know your heart. But you have to trust him with your words by asking him specifically what you need. With a job, we talking about from hours, from days, the work environment. Don't just say, oh, God bless me with another job. I want to get out of here. I need another job. No, be specific. Pray for a very blissful, positive work environment. Pray for great hours. A comfortable setting of hours, days. Hourly pay. Pray for that. Be specific. Bless you with a cool boss. Not a passive, lenient boss. Not a a-hole, mean, aggressive boss. But someone who is cool, who's firm and fair and understanding. Bless me with some understanding, cool co-workers. Bless their environment to be blissful and peaceful and fun. Bless me to work somewhere where it's close to my home. Bless me to be able to get some weekends off, or bless me to work weekend because I like weekends. Bless me with weekends off because I got to obey Sabbath. Bless me with 8 hours. Bless me with 6 hours, God. Bless me with a vacation pay. Be specific and keep the faith and wait. The powerful thing that people need to do that they can't do is wait on God, man. Wait on God and He is going to bless you. I'm so happy. My channel Set Apart to Serve. All I've stressed about besides talking the word, I ventilate, it's always been about this hostile workplace environment. And it was for a reason. But go back and check out how this place was acting by me ventilating. Now I am at peace. I'm happy. I'm blessed. And I could teach you all to do the same thing. Leave your comments, man. What's happening with you? What you need? And see if I can help you. God bless you.